Hey, what's up, guys? Let me fix my lighting here. Hold on. See if that's any better. Check, check, check. Can you guys hear me? My microphone's on, video's on. If you can hear me, let me know in the chat. I see I'm from Ireland. Where's everyone coming from? Europe, Spanish, English, German. Oh, we got multiple language speakers. I'm trying to learn Spanish right now. You guys know I've been trying to learn Spanish for a long time. It's going okay. Hablo un poquito de español, pero necesito practicar mucho. Hey, from Scotland. What's up, guys? I'm Meenakshi, Czech Republic, Bay Area, Chile, Mexico, India, Finland. Hey, Finland, I think that's where Chachi's at right now. Switzerland, Poland, Brazil, India, Chile, Tennessee. Hey, I always love seeing where you guys are from. Well, welcome back. Thanks for coming on the stream this morning. It's been, it feels like forever. It's only been a month, but it feels like a long time since I've seen you guys. South Africa, amazing. Wow. I see a lot of Indias, Canada, Dublin. Man, every time we do this and you guys start going through the chat like this, it makes me miss touring. I was just talking with my friend last night, and we were talking about how long it feels like since we've traveled anywhere, and especially for me touring, I would always like pretty much every place that you guys just listed right now is somewhere that I went on the tour 2 years ago, and to not be able to go this past year, it was like, oh, okay. But now that I think about how long ago that was, it's crazy. So hopefully 2021, I keep getting questions about if I'm going to come tour again. Absolutely. As soon as I'm allowed, as soon as the borders are open or whatever the case may be, things are safe, I can't wait to come and tour again. But I want to do a few things today. First thing I want to do is catch up with you guys a little bit, see how everyone's doing, because it has been a minute, and also see if anybody has done the, what's the song called? Driver's License, the Driver's License Challenge. I've already seen some really amazing videos actually for this one. And if you guys have learned it, you'll see that the style's a little bit different than usual. It's still hip hop. I would still call it hip hop, but it's like contemporary hip hop. You know what I mean? It's got a little. Chloe May posted my vid. All right, I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, we're gonna definitely be looking at your videos, because February 8th is the cutoff date for that. And let me see. Yeah, it's January 30th right now. So that's like, so you still have like basically a week and a day or two to learn it. If you haven't yet, I would highly, highly recommend that you learn it. Next Shad said, posted my video too. Choreography for Driver's License is beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, I did this one with Samantha. You guys may know her from some of my other videos. And the goal with this one was to match the song as much as possible, but still have a feeling of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like the song is in a sense really chill, but she's also singing like with a little bit of aggression and a lot of emotion. So there's a way to balance that where you're doing softer movements, but it still has that cleanliness, and that's kind of the balance that we were trying to find. And I'm really happy with how the pieces have been turning out, how you guys have been doing with these videos. But I would encourage you to keep practicing this one. I know the first day we choreographed it, I was like, okay, I can do it, but I don't feel like I really have it. And then we practiced it for another day before we filmed it. And that second day, it felt 100 times better. And I was able to like sit into it a lot more. So if you learn it and you're like, okay, I think I got it, cool, film it. But then try one more time, like a few days later, maybe even again, like a week later, and really keep leveling it up. Because remember, the way that you get better, especially with choreography, isn't by just, you know, doing a piece once and then moving on. You need that time to really drill it so you get that practice in. Now, I do need to find some good music for the next challenge, because it's been crazy. Like that song kind of came out of nowhere, but I have not seen like any new tracks lately. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna play you guys a little something in a minute, because I've been doing a lot of music lately since there hasn't been any music, and I have a couple songs that I'm going to be releasing in the next month or so, and doing dance challenges too. Actually, I have another question before we get into tutorials. I know there's really not much in the charts. Chloe said it's kind of the same few songs, like, right? I think like Blinding Lights is still in the top 20 or something. I was like, that's over a year old, but great song, but very old. Oh, I was going to ask you if anybody, I know we have some people from India on here and TikTok's not there. So if I say TikTok, I always mean TikTok or Reels because I post them on everything. I can't believe TikTok is still allowed here. I thought we were really going to lose it here too. But have you guys seen the TikTok or Reel remix that I did with Holla Back Girl? Because that is, I know a lot of you have been picking up shuffling and footwork and that type of stuff. But that's a really good one too. If anybody did driver's license and you're looking for like a fun challenge, it's only 15 seconds long. I think I posted on Instagram like 2 posts ago. It's me and the 4 girls who were like outside. But if it's super easy, like you don't even need a tutorial. It'll just take like 10 minutes of watching it to like figure it out. But it's a really, really fun one. And some people's videos to it have been doing really good. So if you're looking for another challenge to like level up, go try that one. It's really fun. So let's do a little Q&A. If you guys have any questions first on anything specifically, and then if we are good on questions and stuff, I'm going to try and pull up some videos. I think I'm going to have to do it on my phone because I think all my other devices are dead. But I would love to see some of your videos and watch them with you guys. Dance by Ann said, how are you? I'm good. I'm good. I've been really busy between music and dance recently, trying to make videos and make sure I make tutorials and everything for you guys and stuff, and then also producing a lot. So actually, I don't look too tired right now. I haven't slept a lot this week. So the goal this weekend is to sleep a little bit. But yeah, I'm happy to be still able to make music and dance for sure, especially in crazy times. Did you select a dance from the choreo challenge? No, I haven't watched them yet. Normally what I do, occasionally I'll see some like throughout the challenge, and sometimes I'll repost things here or there. But the biggest thing that I do is like the day that it ends. So like on February 8th, me and the rest of the team will like go through so many videos and watch them all. And it's hard. Like I said last time, like we go through them and spend like hours watching them, and we still probably miss a ton because there's so many. So that's why I always say if we don't see your video, it's not that it wasn't good. Sometimes it's just so many videos to sort through, or we like forget about one or whatever. But we try to do our best to really find all your videos and stuff, because you guys do so amazing on these challenges, especially the last couple. Like Positions was insane, and I know this one's going to be crazy too because I've already seen some crazy videos. On DNCR, it's saying the live stream is in December. Okay, thanks, Emma. We'll just update it. I think that banner just hasn't been updated, so thank you, and we'll get that updated. What camera do you use? Okay, so if I am filming like for Instagram or for TikTok, most of the time it's just on my phone. But if I am doing like vlog interview stuff, this is like my travel camera. It's the, what is this one called? I just switched recently. I used to have the Canon G7X. This one's the M50. It's a Canon M50. I wouldn't recommend it for like dancing videos and things like that. It's not the greatest for that, but the screen flips out and it's really easy to use. So this is a great one for like vlogs, or, you know, just quick stuff that you just want to set a camera up, or selfie mode, because it has the screen that flips out. For my dance videos, I use the Sony A7 III. It's a little bit more expensive, you know, and you have to buy like good lenses for it and stuff. So unless you really want to invest, it's not really that necessary. Honestly, I always tell people, unless you really want to invest in a professional setup, just use your phone. If you have a newer iPhone, a newer Samsung, like from the last 4 or 5 models, the cameras are really, really good. Just make sure you get the lighting right. You know, like we always talk about, face towards the sun, have a nice clean background. Those are the things that'll really make your videos pop. Next shot asked, how do you improve your freestyle? Always land up incorporating choreography into it, and it gets challenging. Yeah. How many of you guys have done Fiction's freestyle course on DNCR Academy? If you haven't, I would really, really recommend it. It's like maybe a little less than an hour long, so you can watch it, in an afternoon, super easy. But it will help you so much open your mind about freestyling and coming up with new ideas. I brought him in because we've always been friends and I really love his dance style, but I had never taken his class. And so we were talking about, like how you recommend teaching freestyle, and he was telling me his ideas. And I was like, okay, I mean, that sounds good. Like, yeah, I trust you, you're Fiction, you're incredible. But I had no idea how good he really was at teaching. Like, I was blown away just the way he explained things, broke things down, the references that he makes to. He talks a lot about, coming up with ideas of moves is what a lot of people struggle with. Like, okay, I want to freestyle, but what do I do after I do my 4 moves that I know? And he talks about storytelling. And, maybe this morning I woke up and my muscles are tight, so I'm going to stretch a little bit. So how do I turn my muscles being tight into a freestyle, right? Maybe I bring my arm in here, and then, I got to switch to the other arm. And then like, oh, my head is a little tight, and then this is pushing my neck up, right? So like, I took the idea of stretching, and now I can make a freestyle out of it, just thinking about things that are stretching, like yawning, reaching, different stretches you do. And now I have all these unique moves. He goes really in depth on that and explains it really well. But anyone that has ever been at a club, at a party, at a wedding, and wish you could dance better, freestyle better, feel more confident, go do his class. It's really, really amazing. Yeah, Margarita said the freestyle class is incredible. It really is. He's such an incredible dancer, and I was really so grateful to have him do that course on there. So take advantage of it. I'm trying to find some questions because my chat skipped down a little bit. How do you get better at learning choreography faster? We've talked about this one before, but just quickly review in case we have some new people in here. 2 things. One is when you learn pieces, try to learn them as quickly as possible. One of the reasons that even though when I teach in a class, sometimes I go a little bit slower, but on the videos, I teach it fairly fast, is to push you guys to get you used to picking up choreography quicker. Like, you can always obviously go back and relearn, because we have the video, you can rewind. But you really want to get in the habit of pushing yourself. So if you're taking like 20 minutes to try and learn a routine, try to get it like perfect in 20 minutes. And if you don't, obviously it's fine. We're all human and we're all learning, and it takes a while to get better, but try to learn as fast as you can. And the other thing is learn choreography consistently. The biggest mistake people make is they take one class, they learn one piece, and then it'll be like 2-3 weeks and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to learn another piece. You want to do it like every day, every other day, as much as you can, really consistently. And then you're going to see that huge growth happen a lot faster than if you're spacing it out. Yeah, you need that consistency with anything that you learn. Vinny said, your Anyone remix is so addicting. Seriously, hey, thank you. I've been trying to make remixes again. I stopped for a little while, but I had a really good time making that one, making it a little more upbeat so you can, get a house vibe, get a little shuffle vibe. Mimi, okay, a lot of people have done Fiction's course, which is awesome. What's your advice for someone that lives on freestyling for building choreo skills? Tatash, this is a really good question. So a lot of my friends are actually freestylers and just got into choreography, in the past couple of years. And the thing that I had them do, one is what I just told you guys, of training consistently and really focusing and trying to learn choreography as quickly as possible. The other thing that I really, really recommend to them is choreographing their own things. And we talked about this last time when we did the choreography challenge in the choreography class. But choreographing yourself actually is one of the best ways to get better at picking up choreography, because you have to remember your own choreography. Like, I can't tell you the amount of times that I did like a sequence of moves. I did an 8 count something, and I was like, oh, that was really dope. I like that. And I was like, what did I just do? I remember like one move, and I literally did it and it left my brain and I lost all my choreography. So When you start to choreograph yourself, in order to avoid that happening, your brain gets quicker and quicker at picking things up. And now when I choreograph, if I do a sequence, I'm like, I got it. I don't even have to do it again. I don't have to film it. I know what it is. So that's something that I developed over years of choreographing my own stuff a lot. Let's see what else. Hey, I'm new to DNCR. It's my first month. Do you have any advice? Jash Malhotra. Well, welcome, first of all. Anyone that's new, it's your first live stream, your first month. Welcome to the family, and great to have you guys here. Advice for getting better. The thing that I would recommend is, if you haven't gone back and taken the very first few courses in DNCR that I did back at the beginning of last summer, go back and check them out. There's the DNCR, like Beginner Series 1, Beginner Series 2. Even if you have some experience, just to get that foundation of like grooves, of, I think we do wave drills in there, D with waves. We do some hitting drills, some footwork drills, all those types of things. It's not the most exciting because, you know, it's fundamentals, but it will really, really help a lot. And it's something that not a lot of people teach online, especially like when I was doing more YouTube tutorials. I didn't do it too often because nobody would really find them or watch them. It's more like people that really want to get better. You know what I mean? So if this is something that is more serious for you, where you don't just want to learn like a routine or two, but you actually want to grow as a dancer and get better, I really recommend going back, checking those out, and reviewing them like once every few months, 6 months. Go back and rewatch those just to make sure that you're still using all of those basics in your routines. After that, I would say pick 1 to 2 routines, either per week if you're really grinding hard, maybe per month if you're just sort of doing this on and off when you have time. But pick a couple routines and train them all month. Like every time you have a 30 minutes to practice, 20 minutes to practice, go over those routines and keep drilling them. It's so important, you guys. I can't stress that enough. Like the same way, if any of you play an instrument, right, and you learn scales, right? You don't just do them once and you're like, okay, I got them, and you never do them again. Your teacher is like, do your scales, do your warm-ups, do your practice. If you take ballet, you're doing tendus, you're doing pirouettes. Like those are your daily things that you practice every day. It's no different with hip hop. We have to practice core things that we repeat and repeat. So for me, that's my waving drills. It's my popping, my footwork, those little things that I do kind of every time that I practice. And then I'll pick a routine and stay on it for a few days, for a few sessions. And that drilling is what gets you to grow. It's so, so, so important. What do I do before I dance? Normally in 2019, I would stretch. I always do a warm up. You guys have all probably, a lot of you have taken my class before. You know, I do like 5 minutes, just some grooves, some stretches, just to make sure that we're loose. Nowadays, especially if I'm making like a TikTok or an IG video and it's 20 seconds long and it's not full out choreography, I'm definitely guilty of just like setting my camera up, doing it one time and being like, all right, it's cool, on to the next. But if you're dancing full out, I definitely recommend at least a little warm up, do some grooves, stretch a little bit, protect your body, look out, you know, be healthy and stuff. But lately I haven't been dancing full out that often, so I'm slacking. How do you get rid of addiction steps? Julia is asking. I'm not exactly sure, but I think what you're talking about is when you're freestyling, or when you're choreographing, either one, but certain steps that you keep coming back to. Is that what you mean? This is one of the biggest challenges. We call it repeats in freestyle, right? We'll be like, okay, you freestyled for this whole song, 3 minutes, with no repeats. That's amazing. That means you didn't do the same exact move. You can still do a wave, but did you do it differently, right? That's the goal. So the way that we get rid of that is every time that we feel ourselves go back to that, you stop and you make a different decision. So for me, where I practice this a lot is with tutting, right? And let me give you an example. So when I tut, if I'm here, I have a few things I really love to do. I love to come here and go into something like this, which is really common. If I'm here, I love to do something like this, go down and start pushing my hands, right? So if I get here and I'm freestyling, I don't let myself do those. I don't let myself. If I feel my hand go here, I literally come back to here and I'm like, nope, do something different. Okay, that's weird. I don't normally do that. Okay, cool, right? Or if I feel myself go here, that might be okay, but I don't let myself do this because I know I want to do that. So what else can I do, right? It's like breaking any other habit. Like if you have bad posture, you have to keep being like, sit up straight, sit up straight, sit up straight. You have to just drill it and stay on it until you break that habit. And it's not fun, but that's a really great question because we all go through that, whether it's a bad habit with choreography, right? If we're like constantly doing the same mistake over and over, we want to make stuff like VG just asked how to make my steps better and clean. So if you're constantly seeing that your movements look a little sloppy or they're not as sharp as you would like them to be, you have to go one by one, like each move. If the move is like deep, deep, wah, wah, let's say, right? Good example. So if I watch the video back and I see that it looks like, and it's not clean, then I have to like 10 times go like deep, deep, wah, wah, deep, deep, wah, wah, as sharp as I can until my muscles are like, deep, deep, wah, wah, deep, deep, wah, wah. And then do that 10 times, 20 times, and then do the choreography again. See if it's any better. If it's not, drill it again. It's a little bit of a tedious process, but this is honestly what makes the difference between the dancers that slowly get better and the dancers that are like, shoo, right? Is putting in this work. So when you guys see Fiction or you see Bailey or you see Samantha or anybody on my channel, they're not good because they were born with it. Like we can be born with talent, but it's because they've put in this work, the type of work that I'm telling you guys. So if it feels a little bit boring or it feels a little exhausting, that's a good thing because that means most people probably are not doing it. And if you train like that, if you drill those things like that, you're going to get that much better, that faster. So put in that time, drill. Do I work out every day? Gosh, I wish. It's a little hard right now because the gyms and stuff aren't open, the studios aren't open. Normally my you're welcome, Julia. Normally my workouts are like going and teaching class and then I'll go get a little workout in. But as you guys can imagine, it's been a little bit harder this year. But I still got, don't sleep on that. Absolutely nothing. It's just literally my sweatshirt. No, just skinny right now. You guys are asking good questions though today. I like these. Let's do a few more here. Julia Nquatada. That's a dope last name. Nquatada. I hope I'm saying it right. How can we start a career in dance? Okay. And also Iona asked tips for Instagram Reels. So we'll answer both of these. So career in dance, what are your options? This is different for everybody depending on where you live. Some of them might be similar, but what are your options? I'm going to tell you what my 3 or 4 main things that I would say for career in dance. And if you guys have any other ideas, put them in the chat. But your main things that you can do for a career in dance, especially if you're still locked down like we are, which means there's no performances, there's no shows. Your biggest one is social media. We all know about that one. The next one is teaching, right? So you don't have to be in LA teaching 1 million people on YouTube, craziness, yada, 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 to be teaching. In fact, a lot of my friends right now are doing private lessons over Zoom. They're doing private sessions with artists, choreographing through Zoom. There's all types of things that you can still do, even if you're in a smaller town or on a smaller scale, to start a career in dance. Now, it doesn't mean that by next year you're going to be the next biggest, crazy, amazing dancer, but the way that I started was actually teaching 3 people a week in my community center in a really small town. And, that I would prepare these routines. I would spend like all day preparing a routine. And then I would teach it to 3 people. None of us were really that good at dancing, but it laid the foundation of me getting better at teaching, learning how to choreograph, practicing dancing. I was getting all those things, even in that class of just 3 people. So I didn't really know it at the time, but it was actually helping me just as much as it was helping them. And by building that weekly, I was able to start getting practice and growing my business and growing my skills. So right now it's a little bit tough. Obviously the best path as far as our situation being locked down and stuff is social media, putting your videos out there, putting your choreography out there. But, depending on what the restrictions are in your city too, you might be able to at least film videos. Like we've been filming videos, outside or renting a studio. And what I would say is now's a really, really good time to accumulate a lot of footage of yourself dancing, like cool videos, cool pictures, anything that you can get together and post online on YouTube, on Instagram, just so you have all this stuff so that when jobs come back and you want to apply for a dance agency, or even now, if you want to apply for a dance agency, they might not be really booking anybody on anything, but they'll still look at your application. Do all that stuff now. Do all the like not as fun, getting your stuff together, posting videos, like all accumulated, so that once stuff opens back up, you have this really amazing package that you can be like, here agency, or here management, or here artist, like this is what I do, boom, and it's all ready to go. So really get that ready. As far as the advice on Reels, Iona asked, have you guys been using Reels a lot? Put a this one or a fire, or if you've been using Reels. I really like Reels a lot. It's changing very fast. If you guys started on Reels when it first started, you might have seen videos getting like 10, 20, 50 million views on Reels, which is crazy. Now there's a lot more people on it. So you may have noticed that your views aren't as high as they used to be, but that's completely normal. Like a lot of times when apps release a new feature, there's a week or two where only a few people are finding out about it, using it, and it can be really popular and you can get some huge videos. And then it kind of like calms down and it gets a little bit more stabilized. So the thing that I like about Reels is that Instagram is pushing them really heavy on their page right now. So they're a little more likely to blow up and do well than a regular video. Now, you can do a few things. One of the things is you can link to the song, which helps. I forget to do that a lot, and sometimes I'm just in a rush because it's hard on Instagram. It's not the same as TikTok where you can link it to the song and then take the volume out and use your volume, unless they've changed it, which if they have, somebody please let me know in the chat because that would be amazing. But right now, last time I checked, you had to upload, connect it to the song, and then you have to find the place in the song where your dance and lined up exactly, which is like kind of difficult to do, but it's definitely worth it if you have the time, because then your reel also goes to that page with that song, and it can get more views and do they call them reels? No, views, right? It can get more views that way as well. So I definitely recommend doing that. The last thing that I'll say with reels is remember that even though when you're filming a reel like a TikTok, it is full screen on your phone, right? Meaning like if I film it, I can see the whole screen top to bottom. I can see myself. But when it shows up on people's feeds, it actually only shows about like this much of the screen, right? A little more than a square. So if square is like that, it shows like rectangle, like that much. So you want to make sure that you're not like here and your head's not at the top of the screen here, because when you post it to Instagram, everyone that sees it in your feed is going to see your head cut off, and you don't want that. So make sure you stand back a little bit further than you think. I've seen a lot of people's reels not do well just because they didn't frame them right. So that's a really, really important thing. I'll be teaching dance. My friend Tom, wish me the best of luck. All right, good luck to you. Good luck to Tom. I want to see his videos too. Yeah, a lot of people using reels in the chat. I see the hands up in the fire. Yeah, reels is great. And the good thing about them too, if you guys do have, Facebook, if you have TikTok, you can take them and you can move them anywhere, right? So like when I post something on TikTok and it does well and people like it, I'm like, okay, cool. I guess I'll take that and I'll put it on my reels. I'll put it on my Facebook. I'll put it sometimes even on Snapchat. Like if a video does well on one platform, it's a really good idea to just move it to your other platforms as well. Any classes on tutting soon? Yeah, we should do a tutting class sometime. Oh, that was one of the other things I was going to ask you guys is what other classes have you been wanting or ideas? I know a lot of people had mentioned wanting a choreography class, and so we did that a couple months ago. A lot of people mentioned a freestyle class, so I did that with fiction. I'm trying to keep like giving you guys new challenges. Of course, the choreography is always going to be consistent, but I also want to throw some new things in there so that you guys can keep being challenged. Tutting, popping, whacking. Oh my gosh, you guys are coming at me with some styles. Shuffling. Yeah, we got some good shuffling classes. Breakdancing. Oh my God, y'all know that I used to be like a breakdancer. That was my first style that I started. It was so I was so bad at first. I got like decent. I was never amazing, but I it's hard. If anybody's ever like I still can do, some moves, some windmills, stuff like that, but it's been a minute. I might have to get one of my friends to teach that because I don't think you want to see me break dance lately. Titash said, I'm thinking of starting to post on social media. Is there a specific platform you'd recommend to start with? I would say it depends on the type of content you want to make, right? If you want to make really amazing, like longer pieces, longer choreography, then YouTube. But probably the easiest one to start with is Instagram. There's a ton of people on it. People love dance on there. You have the option of regular videos and reels, and it's just really easy to use. It's really easy to connect with people. So I would say Instagram and TikTok are probably the best places to start if you're newer to social media. And then if you decide you really want to like up the level of your content and do some more longer pieces, challenging things like that, then also do YouTube, because YouTube is a great place for like fuller choreography videos. You know what I mean? Instagram and TikTok are more like highlight reels or like snippets. And then YouTube is like you can put full length things. I'm going to come to LA for my higher studies. I'm looking forward to dancing with you. I'm picking LA universities just to join your academy. Ah, that's so dope, Vinny. Well, when you get out here, hopefully the studios are open again and we can get back to it. I'll definitely be teaching at my space and at probably Millennium, maybe Playground. We'll see, like all the usual places that I used to teach before things shut down. It would be cool to do an Instagram or TikTok choreography course. Okay, so one of the and then Josh is asking, can we get a sneak peek of the new challenge? So one of the new challenges that I filmed for you guys the other day, that should be coming out in the next week or so, definitely within the next 2 weeks, is actually a TikTok / Reels challenge. And what it's going to be is 3 videos, and they're all TikTok dance challenges that I did, and breaking down not only what the moves are and teaching you guys the choreography, but kind of explaining my idea behind them and how I made them so that you can pick up choreography faster for these types of challenges and also make up your own if you want to, because there is something like about them that's a little bit different. In normal choreography, you don't want to repeat the same moves. If you repeat the same moves, people will be like, oh, why are you doing the same moves all the time? But in TikTok, but in Reels, people kind of like to see some familiarity. So it's a balance between coming up with new moves that haven't been done before. So people are like, whoa, what's that? And then also like, hey, but here's a couple grooves that you guys know already and you can kind of get into and relate to. So that'll be coming out in the next couple weeks. It goes through 3 routines that I did that have all been challenges on TikTok and IG. So that's going to be cool. How to edit dance videos. So you guys, I'm messing up everyone's names today. I'm gonna guess. So John, yeah. The best thing that I could say for editing dance videos, I'm a bad person to ask this question because I use Final Cut and that's what I use for everything. I think Final Cut is amazing, but it's not necessary. It's absolutely not necessary. If you have a MacBook, Apple iMovie comes on it. iMovie is great. I used to use that all the time. And then my friends literally edit on their phones. And let me see. There's an app called Splice that they use sometimes. I know that one is pretty good. I have a folder though of some ones that these are like resizers. I mostly use my phone apps to like resize stuff, but I use the iMovie app as well sometimes. And that one's pretty good. I'm not good at editing on my phone, but I know for people that are just like want to put a few cuts in and add music, it's such a hassle to put it onto your computer. Every time I have to edit stuff on my computer, it's like such an ordeal to put it on and take it off. So if you're just trying to do quick edits, iMovie app is really good. And then look up a couple others. Just look at the ones that are the highest rated on the App Store because there's so many good ones out. Now you don't even need like a specific one. Wow, a lot of requests for tutting. All right, I'm gonna get together something for tutting for you guys because we need to get some tuts in here. Maybe we'll do a little tutting tutorial before we go today. The social media mastery class. Yes, that's also something that I laid out for you guys a while back, like back when I first started DNCR, and I haven't had the time to do it, but I'm gonna do a full social media class for you guys at some point on how to really like get into it and get like proper like growth, how to really understand the differences in the platforms, because that's the big key, right? Is you can't take the same video that you put on YouTube and put it everywhere else. Is certain little things you can do to like title stuff better, to tag stuff better, cut stuff better, frame stuff better for each one. But that's like a full course in itself. So we're gonna have to get more into that when we have time. Do you have tips to create your own choreography? A couple people asked. Yeah, if you didn't see the course that I did last month, go check that one out. I take you through me breaking down a routine, like how I create it, literally step by step. I create it right in front of you, and you can see kind of how I do it, like what my process is. But the biggest thing, like I say in that course, is just to keep doing it. And I know, like I say that with a lot of things, but it's really true. So many people make excuses or don't make time for something, and then they're like, that's hard. But sometimes it's not really that it's that hard. Sometimes it's just that you haven't put forth the effort and pushed through those sticking points, right? Like anything that you do, you're going to have times where you're like, oh my gosh, learning this is so fun and exciting and great. And then you're going to hit this little sticking point of this plateau where you're like, learning this is hard and frustrating and it sucks. And then you're like, and then if you keep pushing through that, then you're going to get back to learning this is so fun and exciting and great, and then stick again. And this is the pattern that happens, right? We kind of go back and forth between this. It's completely normal. But a lot of people are like, oh, this is so exciting and great. Oh, this is frustrating. I'm going to give up. Boom. And they never go back to it. So I'm going to keep saying it a million times in every stream that we do, because it's important not only for you guys to hear, but I say it as a reminder to myself every time I get stuck on something I'm trying to learn. Like, okay, this is a chance to push through and get better and get better. So you got to keep that motivation even when it gets hard. That's how you're going to really level up. How do you feel to teach so many people? I mean, it feels amazing. This was one of the things that when I took my first few classes, I remember being at a convention. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to a dance convention, but there'll be like, I don't know, there was like 800 dancers there. So many dancers. And there's like 5 or 6 teachers, and they're up on a stage and they're teaching this choreography. It's so fun, and there's just like a sea of dancers. And then I would watch them perform their choreography, and I was like, oh my gosh, like they're so sick. I want to be like that. I want to do that. I remember so clearly, that was like over 10 years ago now. And every time I'm on a stage teaching and I look out and I see everyone like having so much fun and killing the choreography and sweating and working together, I remember those moments when I was in the crowd and I was like, this is amazing. Like, I want to do that for other people. Like, I want people to have as much fun as I'm having right now in this class. And I want to be able to do that. So I'm very, very grateful for every class I get to teach, even though I can't see you guys all the time. Just coming in the group on Facebook and being able to like see your posts and see that you guys are enjoying the routines, it really means a lot to me. And that's why I've been doing it for so long, and going to keep doing it for a long, long time, because I get just as much joy out of teaching you guys as hopefully as you get out of learning the routines. Someone asked, how can we improve our emotions in the dances? This one, I would say 2 things. Let's have a class on speed shuffle. Yeah, I need to get my speed shuffle going. I have a couple of friends that are so good at shuffling. I mean, you guys have seen Vanessa. Maybe you saw Gilly in my music video. He absolutely kills it. I want to be able to shuffle like him. But Jadil asked, how do we improve our emotions on dance? One of the first things that's really important with it is getting the routine to where you don't have to think about it. If you're still thinking about the steps because they haven't really been like ingrained in your mind, then you're going to have a hard time focusing on your emotions, your performance, your facial expressions, right? So the first thing is drill that routine over a couple days, maybe even a week, like get it down. Once you don't have to think about the steps, then you can focus on what you're feeling. And if any of you have ever done like skits or done any acting, anything like that, you know that all you have to do to find an emotion is think about a thought, think about a time, think about a place, a period that you were in your life where you felt that emotion, right? So it literally is that. If you are doing driver's license and she's singing about, being heartbroken, if you haven't had your heart broken and you can't relate to that, then think about a movie that made you feel like loss, right? And imagine that right before you start the dance, and then perform the dance from that place. And you'll see that it's going to make you perform it differently, right? Even if it's a happy song, maybe it's Savage, right? And it's like, I'm a savage, and it's got this vibe and this like cockiness to it. Think about a time, or think about a celebrity or someone that has that attitude, and imagine being them or being in that moment, and then do the dance from that place. And it's a small shift, but you're really going to see a difference. I think Audrey, if you guys saw her in the video, the driver's license video, she goes in the second group with Will, and you can see in her face right before she starts the dance, she kind of like goes to a place of imagining something. And I don't know what it is, but you can see her connect to a feeling, and then she dances from that place. And it really comes off different. Like when you're watching it, you can feel it. And I thought she did, all the dancers did amazing, but she really, for that piece, stood out to me as taking it to the next level. So go watch Driver's License, watch the second group of her and Will, and hopefully that'll inspire you to dig a little bit deeper, to try something different, and go to a different place when you dance, because it's really powerful. What's the best way to learn a choreo that's hard, like Cardigan with you and Nicole? Dance with Jash asked. Yeah, Cardigan is hard. I would say Cardigan is possibly the hardest one on there. I would say Cardigan, maybe the one with Bailey Go Crazy. Those are like advanced. So here's the thing. You have a few options. What I would recommend if you're newer to choreography, or choreography at that level and you're struggling with it, is only learn the first half first. Don't try to learn the whole piece in one session, or even one day, 1 week. Really get like the first half down. I used to have to do this with routines all the time. If they were too advanced, I'd be like, okay, let me break it down into smaller pieces. If the first half is too much, first 8 count, like break it down as small as you need to do. But whenever you break down just that 8 count and you get just that 8 count really solid, then you go on to the next one, It might take you a little bit longer, but you are going to get the piece. You're going to have it. It might take a week or even a month, but you'll get it down. So that would be my advice. If you can't pick it up in one session, don't be afraid. Don't be like, oh, I suck. Like I couldn't pick it up the first time. Not at all. Like everyone is learning that way at first. It's so hard to remember the choreography. Take it in smaller pieces and build from there. And you're going to see that it's going to get so much easier for you the more you do that. Any tips on how to perform on stage or in front of family? Oh my gosh. Does anybody get nervous? Excuse me, when you perform? Anyone in the chat? I remember like my first few shows. I think I remember this one where we did like it was like not a county fair. It was like we had this amphitheater. It was in Virginia when I was back home. And it was a big stage, and then people would watch, and it was like for concerts mostly, but we did a dance show there, and it was this studio that I was teaching at, and I'd never performed before. And they were like, oh, you're going to do a solo. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. I'll do a solo. Like I freestyle a little bit. So I'll just like get some ideas together and I'll freestyle. Well, I'm standing like on the side of the stage and I can see out. And I thought it was going to be like the family and friends of the kids at the studio. So I was like, oh, it'll be like, 50 people. It'll be like, Katie's mom and little Johnny's mom or whatever. Fine. I look over and there's literally like, probably it felt like 1,000 people. It was probably like 300 or 400 people, but a sea of people. And I remember being like, my eyes were probably like this big and thinking like, I can't dance in front of those people. Like I didn't even prepare anything. I was just going to go up and freestyle. And the panic that was in my body, like my heart was like, da-gung, da-gung. That was a bad idea. Don't freestyle your very first performance ever. Don't recommend it. But even after that, even going into choreography, and still to this day, honestly, if I'm getting on a stage and I know that, there's people watching and I want to do my best, it's normal to feel nervous. You never really get completely over that. And the biggest thing that I remind myself in those moments is that as crazy as it feels and as stressful as it feels, it's also one of the best feelings in the world you could ever have, is to be nervous and to be uncomfortable like that, because it means that you have an opportunity that means a lot to you. That's what nervous is, right? Nervous is just I have a really amazing opportunity here, or I want to do really, really well here. And I hope I do. That's the nerve. So anytime you feel nervous, instead of being like, oh, this is bad, I don't like this feeling, remind yourself that you're nervous because you have an incredible opportunity in front of you. You have a chance to overcome a fear, overcome a challenge, to get better, to get a better opportunity, whatever the situation might be. And if you start to associate being nervous with opportunity, then it doesn't get rid of it, but it makes it a good feel. Like when I get nervous now, I'm more like, okay, yeah, like let's go. It gets me more so excited to tackle whatever thing is in front of me. So maybe if you reframe how you think about it, you can turn that nervousness into a good thing, because it's not going to go away. It'll lessen. You might get a little more comfortable on stage, but it's never going to be completely gone. And if it is completely gone, then it means that you're not challenging yourself enough, and you need to put more pressure. You need a bigger stage. You need a harder routine. You need something to make you nervous again, because that nervousness is the excitement. That's the challenge. Yeah, a lot of people saying that you miss performing on stage. Me too. It's crazy. I've been dancing for like over 10 years now, and every year I've always done like so many performances, taught so many classes. It's really weird. Like when I think about it, it's been a year since I taught a class. A year. Well, a year in March. March was my last class last year. Yeah, you're welcome, Theodore and CCY. Reframing is really important. It really can be powerful if you learn how to take things in your mind that are like blocking you from getting better, right? Or stressing you out. You just change them a little bit. It can open your whole mind to like new possibilities and seeing things in a good way instead of a bad way, Let's see. There's no opportunities here to perform on the stage. Yeah, I mean, here neither. But things are going to open back up. And when they do open back up, there's going to be tons of opportunities. So that's why I say opportunity right now is to train, to get your stuff together, to get videos out there. Put in all that hard work now. Put in all the work that's not as exciting as, for me, it's like, what do I love to do? I love to fly to India and to Finland and to Tennessee and all the places you guys listed and teach you in person and have this experience. Like, that's what I love to do. Do I love dancing in my backyard, like training, busting my butt to get better by myself? Like, no, it's not the most fun thing, but I know that I need to do it now so that when all that other stuff comes back, I'm ready. And I'm not like, oh, things are reopening, let me get back in shape. Let me start to post some videos. Like, no, we need to work really, really hard now while everything is shut down and boring and dead, so that once things pick back up, we already have that momentum, right? So that's why I keep posting like so much and all that, and encouraging you guys, like, do these challenges, keep going, so that when stuff goes back up, when stuff opens back up, you're ready. You're the first one that's like, I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? Here's my videos, here's my pieces, here's some choreography I did, boom, 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 and you can just get like right into it. Can you go to the Netherlands maybe off after COVID and all that stuff? Absolutely. First thing I'm gonna do, I say is every live stream, is make a world tour as soon as they open up and let me have classes and everything like that. I was talking to Chachi 2 days ago. I think she's in Finland. And I was like, are they letting people like me in yet? She was like, nope, not yet. I was like, okay, all right, I'll stay here. But I'm always checking with my friends to see when things are opening back up. All right, so, wow, you guys had a lot of good questions today. Hopefully that was helpful. I want to really quickly, before we go, because we just got a couple minutes, I just want to teach you a really quick tutting concept. I know we did this a couple times ago, and I saw some of you guys posting videos like practicing and freestyling, and a lot of people requested tutting. So let's do a little tutting idea that you can add on. And the thing with tutting is, even if you never want to be a tutter, tutting will teach you all of the concepts you need to know to get good at any other style, because tutting is very mathematical, right? Like, I'm here. Okay, what can I do from here? We talked about this earlier, right? If I don't want to do this and I don't want to do this, what if I do this and I move one hand and I move both, right? If you take this concept into contemporary, even, of like, you're in a position and you're like, okay, I want to do this. Nope, don't do that. What else can I do? I'm going to do this. Nope, don't do that. What else can I do? I'm going to do both hands. Nope, don't do that. I'm going to dive down. if you take that concept of what else can I do and you apply it to other styles, it's going to make your freestyle and your choreography better no matter what style it is. So let's do some, what should we do? Some boxes? How about some boxes? All right, so we're going to go from here. And all right, no more talking in the chat because your hand should be here. We're going to talk in the chat in a second. So you're here. You're going to bring your hand up like this. And if you guys have done my beginners series, you know about these boxes. Then from here, we're going to switch it to the other side. And then from here, we're going to bring this one over. So we went here. We went, doom. You switch it, doom. You bring it down, doom. One more time. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Good. Then from here, I'm going to push it down 4. Now notice how, and this is really important, I could do this 2 ways. I could just flip my hands. There's nothing wrong with that. That looks okay. But it looks way better if I do that. So what was the difference? The difference is that this position, this is called a fixed point. This position is a fixed point. It's stuck right here. And when I move this, this did not move. It stayed fixed. And what that does is instead of this, which looks kind of sloppy, now we have this, which looks really clean. Frog in my throat. All right, so from here, from the top, we go 7, 8. You're hitting 1, 2. You're hitting 3. You're hitting 4. Now I'm going to slide up 5. And now I'm going to push both hands over to get here, 6. And then I'm going to bring this down 7. And I'm going to bring this in 8. All right. Now it's testing my, can I remember what I'm doing? Because, okay, got it. Cool. So we're here. I'm just making this up, by the way. I have no idea where this is going, but we're vibing. This is how I practice. So you go here, then you go here. Then we came here. I thought, what could I do? Let's push down. All right. So when we push down, maybe that initiates boom, this one coming up. Then we push them over. Now we match this one, bring it in. And then we're going to come up to here, and then we're going to come around and down. Yeah. All right, so that's a good sequence. That's like an 8 count, maybe a little more. So we're here. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, sliding up 5, pushing over 6, down 7, in 8, 1, 2, and 3. Nice. So this sequence, as you can see, like, these are just ideas. There's no rules to this. If I wanted to come here and go into here and flip this up and pull this up, there's nothing stopping me from doing any of that, right? This is just ideas, and you can take them or you can tweak them or you can put them in your routines, whatever you want. So now what we have to do, though, is we have to get a little faster, and we have to keep that cleanliness, right? So you're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Hey, faster. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Yo, faster. 5, 6, 7, 8. I forgot the first move. Oh, there. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Hey, so ideas. It's all about ideas and concepts. You don't need to do these exact moves, but if when you're training, when you're freestyling, you do that, it's going to open your mind. Like, let's do one more really, really quick. So here, I'm going to start here, exact same starting position, but I'm not going to do any of the same moves that we just did. So let's go down. That's different. I don't do that very often. All right, down. Then let's come over. Then let's bring this in. And then let's bring this one around and up. Okay, I think I forgot what I did. Here, I went boom. I went boom. This one's knocking this one. And then here, right? That's another thing too, is it's a lot of times how you choose to execute something. So again, I could go here. I could go doom, da, doom. And that looks okay. But if I go boom, and I change the speed of it so it looks like it knocked it into slow motion, now all of a sudden it looks way cooler than if I just go like da, 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 right? So we're here. We're going down and knock through. I come here. Maybe we rotate this over, and then maybe we do this. Ooh, my angles are sloppy today. Okay, so what did we do? I forget. We went here, We rotated it over. This is weird, right? So what I might even do with this is, since you can't see this that well, I would probably do like that so you could see it better. And it looks like it's pushing that hand. Oh, I've actually never done that ever in my entire life, but that's dope. And then I could go anywhere from here. Push it down, push it through, right? So the point that I'm trying to get across more than anything, you guys, is that you don't need to know the moves. You just need to know the concepts, and then you can expand on your own. Any style, not just tutting. Tutting is just the example we're using, but literally this concept, I've done this before in some freestyle. I've never done this ever my whole entire life, and we just made it up on the spot, right? If you do that for like 20, 30 minutes, you're going to come up with like 10 moves that you've never done before. And you just keep building on that. And that's it. It's not rocket science. It's not that difficult, but it does take work. So for next time, when I see you guys next, we'll have already done the driver's license challenge. Make sure, if you haven't learned it yet, that you go practice it. Remember, it's not about, do you get every step perfect? It's not about stressing yourself out over it. Just have fun with it. Push yourself. And remember, if you're nervous to post it on social media, whatever, you can always post it in the Facebook group. Everyone is so supportive and amazing there. And we're just encouraging each other. So don't be scared to post stuff into the Facebook group. Yeah, Julia, if you don't have access to the Facebook group, or if you're new and you haven't joined it yet, there's a link on DNCR Academy page. And you can also, if you're stuck and haven't got in or whatever, you can email support@dncr.com, support@dncr.com, and we'll make sure that you guys all get into the Facebook group and are good. But go learn driver's license, post your covers by February 8th. You have a little over a week. I can't wait to see them. And yeah, I'm going to be working really, really hard to get you guys some new challenges, some new courses, bring in some guests again, as always. And look out for new remixes. Look out for new music. I'm going to let you guys know about it as soon as we get everything going. But I love you guys so much. It's great to be back with you. And I'm glad to see all your questions and see you guys pushing and growing. And remember the things we talked about. Use this time. Use this time that you have, this downtime, to push yourself. Don't get frustrated if you get to those sticking points. Those sticking points are just temporary. They're opportunities to break out and get even better with whatever it is you're trying to learn. So I love you guys. Keep grinding, keep working, and DNCR fam for life. I'll see you guys back here for another stream soon.